What's up, my guys? We are back. This is the Juice Box. Spring is on the horizon. We felt it today, but don't get too excited, everyone. It's going to snow. I don't know how many inches tonight. 6 inches.
A lot.
Big Czar, what's up?
Glad to be here. New camera angles. I'm kind of nervous.
I haven't been nervous in a while. I'm actually nervous right now, too.
Yeah. I mean, dude, listen, I think we got it right. We'll see. Possibilities are endless. Woke up feeling dangerous. Shout out Sierra. And I was very shocked when I woke up this morning, saw how beautiful day it was going to be, and then there was a winter weather advisory.
Yeah, it doesn't make much sense, and I'm a little annoyed by it, but what are you going to do?
But, like, to me, it's I'm okay with it that it's on the weekend, you know? Like, if I had to wake up early and I looked outside for work and there's 6 inches on the ground, I'd be like, oh, fuck this. But, like, tomorrow, wake up, there's 6 inches of snow on the ground, get nice and cozy, you know, start the coffee pot, light a candle.
Yeah, baby.
Throw on a vinyl.
That
you
is
know, the same spiel with me, but.
That is so cool, though, and true, because the older you get, it's like years ago, probably even up to like 3, 4, 5 years ago, you'd be so bummed if this storm was coming on the weekend. You would want it to happen throughout the week so you had the weekends to yourself. And how my brain works now, it's like, oh, darn, going to be snow outside. Guess I got to stay home all weekend.
Yeah.
That's
folk.
Yeah, absolutely feel the same way.
I'm excited for a nice low-key weekend. You know, I think what it is, I think it's actually like a little gift from God saying, hey, guys, like, just chill, relax this weekend because you got so much shit coming up in the in the next 2-3 months.
A lot of stuff.
Like literally almost seems every weekend.
A lot of life-changing stuff.
Yeah.
Dude, I mean, our weekends coming up are like bang, bang,
I
bang,
know.
bang,
Yeah.
bang.
Yeah,
bang.
yeah. When's it? What
Cabin next week.
Yeah, and then the weekend after. The Nailers. Is
Yeah,
that the weekend
yeah,
after?
Yeah. Cabin
is.
next week. Yeah. Fuck.
Yeah.
JT's just smirking over there. It's throwing me off. He just keeps smiling and shit. What are you smiling at?
I'm happy, dude. Sorry.
JT's giving you a look like, dude, you forgot.
Yeah.
No, I just
No.
I would. Your face was funny because he said next weekend, and you were thinking to yourself, well, I didn't get a cabin for 2 weekends.
Yeah, that's exactly what I thought. That is what
and I just
thought.
knew that's.
That is true.
You were like, oh yeah.
Very true statement. Very true statement. But
Yeah, it is bang, 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 bang.
It is.
bang, bang.
Bang, bang.
So to kick it off, I'll tell a funny thing that happened to me today. So I was on Facebook and I saw a post that I liked, and I was like, oh, I want to keep this post. So I was going to message it to myself on Facebook. So I typed in my name, and then I realized when I first made Facebook, literally like 12 years ago, I added a friend. I friended a guy just because he had the same exact name as me, and his JT Nixon, like exactly. And then as I was typing my name to message it to myself, I saw his name, and I thought to myself, that's really funny. So I sent myself the message and went on my merry way. And then I was like, you know what? I'm going to message this guy. So I messaged him, not even thinking I was going to get a reply.
Yeah.
And I said, hey, man, hope you are thriving. Remember, you're an absolute monster of a man. It's all in the name. God bless.
That's awesome.
And he replied.
Did he really?
Yeah. He said, haha, love it, dude. I appreciate the encouragement. I agree. I don't know what it is, but there's some power when your name's JT. And then when you add Nixon on top of that, the result is pretty stellar. I know you get it. Hope things are well your way. God bless.
That's so
Wow.
fire.
And that's sick. I just have a friend with the same name as me that I friended on Facebook 12 years ago, and he replied.
Dude, but it's
That is cool.
It's messages like that, though. If I got that randomly, I would have been hype as fuck.
Yeah.
Like, even if I was having the worst day in the world and I opened up my phone to that, I'd be like, we back.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
it was nice. It was a nice pick-me-up for the weekend, you know?
Yeah, I don't think I'm going to find another Zarley Price on there, but
That's what I was thinking too.
Might
I'm looking
attempt.
now.
I think you're the only Zarley in the world.
there's a couple of us.
You know what? You really know what you should do? You're always talking about how you want to start something and you want to build something. I have the idea for you.
Yes, hit me with it.
You need to start an annual Zarley Con where you find a place and you invite every Zarley, at least in the United States, and you guys meet for a weekend every year?
I don't. All we have to do is go to a bar because there's like 4 of us.
How fire would
I don't
that
need
be?
to get like a convention center or anything like that.
Be
It would be
sick.
sick. I know. Well, the guy that I was named after, unfortunately, he passed away a couple years back. There's a Zarley Zalewski.
Whoa,
He was,
that's a name.
yeah, he was. I think he went to Kent State, maybe Toledo, somewhere in Ohio. I think he played baseball and he got drafted by the Pirates.
Oh, damn.
And he never made it up onto the main club, but I know he exists. One time in high school, my high school girlfriend went shopping with her friends up at like Robinson or South Hills, one of those malls, and they told me that the clerk's name at Aeropostale was named Zarley.
Dang.
And I was like, no, there's no way. They swore by it. So that guy, the Aeropostale guy, he's out there somewhere. And then I don't know of any other ones. I think there's a lot of people with the last name Zarley.
Okay.
A lot more than first name.
I mean, you could still include that.
I could. Yeah, because so the guy that I was named after, he was a professional hockey player. He played for the Pens, a couple other teams. He was named after a professional golf player named Kermit Zarley. So
Whoa.
it was his last name.
That's fire.
So his parents must have liked the last name and said, we'll give that to our son for his first name.
Yeah.
A little bit of history lesson there.
There
Well,
you go.
listen, no shade to anybody out there right now, but I truly, I'm trying to put myself in the perspective of a parent, which obviously I'm not, but never, ever, while I'm going through names with my spouse, am I ever going to name my kid Kermit.
Kermit?
Yeah.
No, who would, right?
You know what I mean?
I think it's got to be like an old school name. You know what I mean?
it's a sick name. I'm not knocking the name
No,
Kermit.
yeah.
But I'm never like, when I'm thinking of names in my head, Kermit is one that I promise that never pops in.
Yeah.
Honestly, Kermit Nixon sounds kind of fire.
It does sound fire after you say it.
It kind of sounds. It
No,
kind of
but-
has a ring to it.
But then I immediately just have a picture of the frog in my
yeah,
I
head.
know.
exactly. I think that's what probably ruined the name.
Yeah.
I bet Kermit was like a big time name in like the early 1900s.
Yeah, I'm
I
trying.
could see it.
I'm trying to think of other names that are dying off, like Helen. You don't ever see a
Yeah,
Helen.
Helen's an
Harold.
old,
Harry.
yeah,
Harold,
old
Harry.
Not a lot of Harrys.
a lot
in the
of
world.
old people names. Yeah, like I thought about this before. Like,
Jebediah.
wait till there's like an 80-year-old like Brittany.
Right?
You know?
Or dude,
Yeah.
some of the names that like kids are getting now are just out there.
Yeah.
Like I'm trying to think. Like they're like a play on a normal name. They
Yeah.
like take a normal name and just
Add an EIGH
Yeah,
to the end.
like tweak it ever so slightly.
Yeah, it's
That'd
like
be like you having a daughter and naming her Zarley and spelling it Zarleigh.
Zarley.
yeah, it's like how many different times are we gonna misspell Casey? How many different times are we gonna misspell Brittany? Like Taylor.
Spell
like
Casey with a Q.
yeah, there it is. That's probably
Casey.
the next one. It'll be Queasy or something. but dude, and so things are kind of different in that perspective too, because I always think like how funny it is where, you know, we're out and about and you see all older people and they're dressed pretty nice. Normally they have like nice clothes on, and because that's just how they dressed when they were kids. When we're 70 and 80 years old, I'm gonna be rocking sweatpants
Bro,
and hoodies.
that
dude.
ass.
This is so fucking weird you said this. This past Sunday, I was leaving my house, and I live right by the church. So I see a bunch of people walking into the church, and I just turned to Brooke, and I was like, is there a specific store for old people clothing? Or have they had this clothing for like
Forever.
decades?
Oh, definitely number 2. I would
Yeah, I
Yeah.
think
say.
so, right?
Yeah.
Because I'm just thinking to myself, I'm like, where would you buy something like
And you
that?
know it's hot as fuck too.
Oh, it's
Yeah.
got to be.
It's like wool.
Yeah.
completely uncomfortable.
Yeah.
But like that's just what they know.
Yeah, I'm gonna be a wrinkly old man walking down the sidewalk in an Outer Banks t-shirt
Yeah.
and my tattoo sleeve with some gray joggers on.
I'm gonna have Crocs on walking around.
Yeah.
Like
Honestly,
it's
I
weird.
can't ever see myself not wearing jogger sweatpants.
Dude, they're the best.
They are the best.
I've been really thinking about this a lot because when I go places around here, I'm always in sweatpants and hoodies. That's just always how I dress. And then I see other people, they'll have like nice jeans on and nice shirts when they're going out and shopping. And yeah, they might be going somewhere afterwards, but in my head, I ask myself, I'm like, am I just like not aging? Am I just stuck to where I'm in like the sweatpants hoodie stage, or is that just the life that our generation's gonna live?
I don't know. I think the same thing. I see plenty of people that are our age that like they're at the grocery store, like you said, on like a Sunday morning or Sunday afternoon. They're in like jeans and
they
shit.
Look, they look so nice.
I'm like, I know you don't have anything to do. I'm like, just put on sweats. Like, I swear, some people like, I don't know. Maybe it's.
Is it me? Is it you?
No.
It probably is us.
I don't know.
It's probably us. I guess I was always just kind of like, I don't give a fuck what I look like. The only time I give a fuck what I look like is if I'm like going out for a night on the town.
feel
Then
that.
I'll like get myself, all together. But like, dude, especially like summers, you're always gonna see me in gym shorts.
Yeah.
Does not matter.
Like I'll be wearing cut off shirts till I'm 90 years old.
Yeah.
And that's just how I roll.
Yeah.
You know, like when it's hot outside, I don't feel like, and it's partially just me, but when I'm sweating in t-shirts and I feel like they're pulling me down, I'd rather have my arms free to where I
Right.
can just move around. I don't know, man. Maybe I need to just step my fucking game up.
Nah, you gotta stay true to yourself.
No, yeah, I agree.
Facts. I
Jo-
wasn't going to.
Yeah, like
Joggers for
plus that's
life.
just too much, work.
It is too much work.
Like who wants to like I put on jeans every day for work. I couldn't imagine waking up on the weekend and putting jeans on to just go do something.
And dude, one of the crazy things was this was like right when I started working my job. They made it like jeans could be a part of like attire for work, and I'm like, fucking hell yeah, I'm wearing jeans every day. So many people I talk like in my work friends, they still wear dress pants.
Why?
And I'm like, why? Like, what are you for? What?
Well, it's the same kind of like brain mindset for me. For our job, it's tobacco. I don't want to see somebody from the stock market coming in.
yeah,
with
exactly.
some
You need to
tobacco.
have the look.
I want to look like.
and I think that's for every industry.
Yeah.
Well, it was even for enterprise like renting cars. When I go rent a car, I don't want to look like I'm going to a funeral procession.
Right.
I just want to sit down and rent a car from a guy that looks like he's about to go play the back nine up at Ogilvy.
Yeah, just a polo.
Just a polo shirt.
Yeah, for sure.
I'm supposed to wear a collar, and sometimes I just wear shirts.
I wear the same thing to work every day. It's jeans and a Henley.
Dude, yeah.
Yeah, I
Like,
mean-
I love Henley shirts.
I almost
I
bought
have
a
long
bunch.
sleeves and short sleeve
Dude,
ones.
LL Bean, their Henleys. It's the move for me because I can't find. I'm tall. I'm 6'3". Like I should wear a large, right? Like that would be my fit for up here. But larges at most companies don't have the length I need. So, fucking LL Bean has like big and tall sizes.
Dude, we battle the same issue because I have wide shoulders. So, like, if I could wear XL shirts, but it's like they cut off right to where if I like raise my arm a little bit, you're seeing my
they
belly
come
button.
up.
Yeah,
I
I
can't
don't want you to
stand-
see my belly button.
Dude, it's the worst thing. And like I've noticed it a lot more in the last like 3-4 years. Like maybe I just never paid attention to it in college or whatever, but like I have a hard time finding clothes that fit me properly.
Amen.
It fucking bugs
And
the
that's
hell out of me.
why once I find something that fits me, you bet your fucking ass I'm buying every single color.
Yeah.
And that's what I'm wearing.
Like,
It's
I got
literally.
10 Carhartt shirts ready to roll,
Yep.
and you will see me in 10 different colors
Bro,
all
yeah.
summer.
Yep.
Like these joggers I have on, they're my favorite. They're comfy. They got like cargo pockets on them. I bought 3 of them.
Yeah.
The same exact pair.
If you're gonna wear them,
And that's
though,
what
why
you got to
not?
do.
Yeah.
Seriously, like I bought every color of the Vans joggers when they came out. I did the same thing with the Henleys I'm talking about. I have the long sleeve ones and the short sleeves for summer. Bought every color of them.
'Cause
I don't
it's
care.
comfy.
Yeah, they're comfy. They fit me well. It's the move.
It is. No, it's funny that you said that about like I just can't picture me walking into a store and like dress clothes trying to sell tobacco.
Yeah.
No, I'm surprised that is like a newer rule for you guys, allowing jeans.
Yeah.
You would
I
think
know.
that would have always just been the norm.
I know.
Because we would go. Well, I've only been to one because of COVID, but we have the whole company conference thing, and everybody basically you just bring your work clothes, like whatever you wear to work, that's what you wear. So me being my first year, I stuck out like a sore thumb to me. Like nobody said anything, but how I dress, because when it's cold outside, I'm rocking jeans and a flannel.
Yeah.
That's a West Virginia uniform. And I'm going in, and these guys are dressing like they're getting ready to go golf. And some people had a little bit more casual, but I just had like my stuff on. And then I was like, well, it's a region thing.
Mm-hmm.
You know, somebody in California is not going to walk around in flannels. It's fucking 90 degrees outside.
Absolutely. A lot of that shit's 100% fucking regional.
Preach.
Yeah.
Did I tell the story in here about my first day attire and my remote job that I started?
Oh, no.
No, tell the story.
Well, I wore like khakis, a nice button down, like a Patagonia pullover because it was still winter, and like the first like video chat, they were in hoodies. And
No.
they're like, yeah, you can wear whatever you want.
Yeah.
So I immediately got up and put on joggers and hoodies, and that's all I wear now.
Yeah.
And it's the greatest.
Well, I know, and that seems to be like a whole new school thing too. Like with Zooms and stuff, like I just see in companies, like nobody wears like, no, I don't want to say nobody, but a lot of companies are like way more casual now. Like
Yeah.
especially like just over Zooms, people have freaking like quarter zip freaking pullover things on and shit like that. I'm like, this is the move.
Dude, I I remember the last big company Zoom we had. There was like 200 or 300 of us on there. So I just scroll through all the video ones that are on just to see who's on. And there's this lady. I'm not even fucking lying. There's this lady that is laying in bed with the pillow propping her head up, and she fell asleep.
No
No.
way.
She literally fell asleep, and her camera
What?
was on.
You can't
Oh
be
my
doing
You,
that.
God.
I mean, like, I was laughing my ass off here.
Whoa.
She's just narked. She's just like, out like a fucking light.
That's you should be fired.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, that's
Like,
pushing it.
That's whatever, but
Uh,
you should probably be fired.
Yeah. That's why I'm a big fan of Zoom meetings or Teams meetings with where you don't have to turn your camera on. It's just audio,
Yeah.
just chilling.
if it's not a small little region Zoom, I never turn my camera on ever.
Yeah.
Or
'Cause-
volume. I keep myself muted.
All the
I
time.
do too, unless I got something to say, obviously.
And that's
Yeah.
like as weird as this is gonna sound, because I'm not defending this guy by any means. But I see how easy it could have been for that guy at like the New York Times or whatever to get caught jerking off during a Zoom meeting. 'Cause he
I forgot about that.
Because he probably thought all of his stuff was off. Now, granted, you shouldn't be fucking cranking sticks during a
Dude,
meeting.
yeah,
Yeah.
like that's your first mistake.
That's
Yeah.
the first problem.
Just wait.
You know what? Another thing that I love too is older people. You know how like older people's Facebook pictures, they're like, it's like the camera's down here. They're just like- That same thing when like we're in a big Teams meeting, like they won't know their camera's on and they're just like looking at the camera. They're just like, it's like, it's so funny.
I
Like,
like when older people get like up in the camera.
hi, my
Like-
name is
yeah,
Billy.
Yeah, literally, like the camera is the mic. They'll be like,
Yeah.
just see their mouth.
Yeah.
And then the old people join into our Zooms and they just don't realize that all like hundreds of people can hear them. So they get in and see someone they know and they're like, oh, hey, Barb, how's your day going? And then you'll hear the guy running. He's like, please mute your mic.
Dude.
Yeah.
You know that you always like. No, I do. I appreciate positive energy and like
Facts.
Teams meetings. I do. I appreciate it. But sometimes you have those people that are just saying things so they're heard.
Right.
100%.
And you know, like there are so many times, like, because I keep mine muted too, like in a bigger meeting, like a bigger scale meeting, and I have the names of the people in my head because it's always the same ones, where they just like butt in. They're like, "Oh yeah, that's a good idea, there, Phil." Blah blah blah. Like to a higher up, I just literally like I say out loud. Like, luckily I'm muted. I'm like, "Shut the fuck up."
Yeah.
Like, you have those people that just have to be heard and make sure their voice is heard, you know?
I don't know. I
That
don't know
shit frustrates me so bad.
I don't know how you guys are, because like I feel comfortable with the regional Zoom meetings and stuff like that, but I don't say anything unless I'm
No.
asked.
Yeah,
or
I don't.
I'm
talk.
actually I'm a big talker in our meetings.
Are you really?
Yeah.
Well, I mean that's awesome. Nothing against it. I just always just sit
Well,
there.
but I do
I'm
get
the same.
frustrated, especially like, I don't know, it's just something in me. Like when they're asking us a question and nobody says anything.
yeah, I hate that.
I do get that irks me. So I always answer. Like, I'm not like the nerd, like, oh yeah, well, blah, if you look at the retail sales data, blah blah blah, like bullshit. But like I'm pretty active in the conversations.
Good for you. That's fine. Yeah,
I've
good
just-
for you.
I've never been a talker unless it's
Nah.
like 4 people. There's no way. I used to
No.
boo people like in college. I would do that. They would raise their hand every time.
Yeah.
Like, first off, it's college. Don't raise your hand.
Right.
And second off, like you don't need to show 285 people how smart you are.
Yeah.
Every
Yeah.
chance that you get.
Isn't that crazy
Oh,
that
yeah.
The Zoom meetings, the new lecture hall,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wait, what
you're
is
right.
this now?
the Zoom meeting atmosphere with
Yeah.
like the 100, 200 people is the new like college lecture hall when you're in a 200 to 300, because it's always, I'm with you, it's always the same people that'll sit in front and they answer these questions like,
Oh, I got an interesting story that kind of has nothing to do with that at all.
Yeah.
it's like we don't care,
It
bro.
happened to my grandma's cousin. Like, shut
Dude,
the
if
fuck
I
up.
was a college professor, I'd literally, like, I'd make it known that, like, don't speak up in my class.
yeah.
Yeah.
Just take notes and listen. That's
Yeah.
it.
It's also a funny thing, like on Teams, I don't know if Zoom's this way too. There's a raise your hand button.
Yeah.
And it cracks me up. Like at the bottom of the screen, it'll say, "Oh, Billy Bob Thornton raised his hand," and I'm just like, just, you know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
you gotta hit the button. Either say it out loud or type it in the chat.
And then there's always that old ass person that calls in on their phone because they don't want to do it on the computer and they just don't know how to mute the phone. So the whole time you hear someone talking and there's that constant echo.
Right.
And then they have to pause the whole thing for 10 minutes and they're like, do we know who's running the thing so we can mute everybody? And it just is such a nuisance.
It is a nuisance. I think it's funny the like this is just such a new thing for like older people, like getting thrust into that world.
Yeah.
It's funny because like we were, I guess, prepared for
Yeah.
it because I mean, shit. I used to Skype and stuff like nonstop.
Yep.
For like a number of years of my early college life. Like that's like when I was in the dorm, I'd be on like Skype and what was the other one? Like all night.
Yeah.
I'm
You,
trying to
you
think.
What
ever
was the other one?
you ever think
Uvu,
Yeah, that's it.
Omegle.
Uvu.
Yeah.
Uvu.
you ever think like how kind of weird it is? Like you said, we were prepared. Like our minds were so programmed. It seemed like we already knew how to do it without ever like as soon as like FaceTime was a thing, like, oh, we knew how to do it and just press the button and
Yeah, that is true.
Yeah,
like
I-
Zoom,
I
and it's
can't-
just like we just knew how to operate it.
I can't remember. Like when did Skype come out? Like it just was. I can't remember the start of it. Like I
There's-
just remember it being a normal part of what I did for a few years.
Yeah, I don't know.
I can't remember when.
I
it-
remember like my freshman year of high school was already a thing. So probably
Yeah.
like my 8th
Yeah,
grade year. is
my
when-
senior year of
is
high
when
school is,
think.
I think, like when it became prevalent.
Yeah, it'd be the same year.
But also
was in
too,
8th grade.
once FaceTime came out, and this is just like once FaceTime came out, I never thought again there would be a big Skype or Zoom type thing. You know what I
Right,
mean? Like
right.
once FaceTime was a thing, I was like, all right, this is the new Zoom or whatever. And then I feel like Zoom literally they just snuck up to the top overnight.
Dude, I didn't ever hear of Zoom
Until it was
before
huge.
COVID.
Me neither.
Yeah, I didn't.
Me
know.
neither.
No, you're right. I
No, I
That
mean,
is so right.
Video chat for me was always Skype or Uvu, and then, like you said, FaceTime took it over. Basically,
dude, you're
killed
so
killed
right
Skype.
about Zoom
You
though.
killed it.
I didn't know what Zoom
remember
was either.
FaceTime because I didn't have a front facing camera. So like when it came out, I couldn't FaceTime till the longest. Like I got the new generation.
Whoa.
Damn. Yeah, man.
I
Like
think I had like a 3GS or whatever.
yeah, remember there wasn't front facing
Yeah.
cameras.
Which iPhone
I-
had the first front
iPhone
face?
4, I
Four.
think it was.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
I love my iPhone 4. I loved my iPhone 5C, the color ones.
Yeah,
That was my favorite iPhone. I had
my
the green one.
5S I think was my favorite one. To be quite honest,
I think my favorite iPhone yet is the 3GS.
Dude,
I loved it.
It was the first one I had. So
same. I smashed probably like 6 3GSs in my lifetime.
But well, you must have literally had to like put some oomph into
I was
it
gonna
because
say they're pretty durable
were
too.
Dude, I
Thanks.
smashed them I was very good at it.
I smashed one as well before. It was my 3.
3G, I think.
Yeah, I never had the 3GS. I
Yeah.
had the 3G.
But what? I mean, and I know,
Technology, man.
I know it's
We
just
probably sound like a bunch of just
Nerds.
tech dorks.
we don't. But it's just so
Big
weird
tech
how
guys.
iPhone literally, and you could even say Samsung people, they just got everybody so addicted to the thing to where you feel like. I might just be talking to myself, but you feel like you need the new one every time it comes out.
Yeah.
There's some differences now, but back then there really wasn't much differences, but you always just wanted to be the one to be like, I got the new iPhone 6.
Yeah, there's how do I want to put this? There's most of the new technology that comes out now when the next generation iPhone comes out is like mostly internal shit.
Yeah.
That our parents, for example, aren't really going to notice the difference between a 12 and a 13.
Facts.
Yeah.
But like we'll know it because we read the specs or whatever, and we know what that shit means. But back in the day, it was a big deal. The jump to each generation was like a lot of new shit was coming out.
It was
You'd be
crazy.
You'd be like, oh fuck! Like remember the first time they were like fingerprint scanner to get in your phone? You were like, what?
Yeah.
No way.
Yeah.
Dude, and then remember
Then
when
all
they
the-
dropped the iPhone X and it had 2 cameras? We have 2 cameras on the back and they're facing this way. You're like, 2 cameras? And now I think the latest Samsung has 5 on the back.
Remember when the X came out? It was the first one without a button.
Yeah.
That
Whoa.
blew. I mean, like that was a big deal. And to me, that was the X was the last actual like real big change.
Oh, for sure.
Since the X, they've added the 3 lens camera, but like operating wise, not much different.
Yeah, and they, for some reason with the 12s, they ended up going, remember the sides used to be rounded. Now they go back to the flat
They
sides.
went back to the flat.
I'm a big
like,
flat side
I like
guy.
it too. I like the flat because that's how the 5 and 4 was.
Yeah.
So
I bet it, I think it truly has something to do with how the signal gets to the phone. I
It
think
does.
for like 5G or
I
something.
think I don't know with the newer models, but back that was like the antenna was the wrap around the phone.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure back in the day. It probably is still what that is.
It is
But and I remember there being major problems, I think, with the 5 because certain cases were disrupting your signal.
I remember that.
So
Yeah.
like I remember I didn't use a case with my 5. I remember how badly it pissed my mom off. She's like, "You're gonna break that phone. You've broken so many phones." And I was like, do you want me to be able to call you or not?
Yep.
Like, can't use a case.
Can't use one, Mom. Can't do it.
Hmm.
Can't fucking do it.
Hey, I have something funny.
Yes.
Every single week I'm sitting here and I look at the fridge and that paper with the magnets on it, I think it looks like a skull.
Oh, okay. I completely see it now.
I look at it
like a
every
skull and crossbones.
Yeah, I look at it literally every single week.
You two fucking drunk or
No, I swear to God, like every week we're sitting here, I look over and it's like I'm getting stared at by a skull.
I completely see it.
Yeah, this. Oh, go ahead.
I was gonna say I don't know how to act over here now because like the cameras are set up differently for
You
the
just
listeners.
act-
So I have so much room.
You got, yeah,
A lot
you
of
have
room
so
for
much room for
activity.
I've been
activities.
just trying it out.
Dude, in reality, bro, we could
Just
get you set
lounging.
up with the desk back there and you wouldn't
Oh,
even
yeah.
have to sit
Yeah.
right there.
That's so, dude. Remember when we first started the podcast and I found that fucking massive desk for $50
We were pumped.
in Pittsburgh? I was like, we got to go get
Oh,
this
yeah,
thing. I was like,
dude.
it'll be sick down here. And then it sold on Facebook Marketplace. But that thing
It was huge.
was so big, it would look so ridiculous. That was when we were over there.
Yeah,
It would have fit better over there,
For
probably.
sure. for sure.
Especially like with where the TV is now, it wouldn't look right. But
Yeah. I'm just hoping these I'm just excited about the whole new camera
Yeah, me too.
idea.
I'm like actually feeling the pressure a little bit.
I'm
I
not
don't
gonna-
know why. Just it's in my head that I have a closer camera angle on me right now.
I'm not gonna lie, I feel the exact same way.
Yeah,
For
it's-
some
it's-
reason.
it's fucking me up
I'm
a
like,
little bit.
Fuck's going on?
I might be sweating if that ever happens in the future.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you're,
We'll
get
you're gonna
right
be
on me.
like, it's
the
gonna be like
Bubba
right
camera's
on
just
you.
zoomed right in on Bubba's face
Fuck.
in the future.
You guys want to talk about Batman?
Yeah.
We gotta talk about it sometime.
Let's fucking do it.
Let's
So,
dive in.
Yeah.
Spoiler alerts.
Yeah, spoiler.
I don't care about spoilers anymore. I'm saying whatever. You have like a week to see the movie, and then after that, I'm talking about whatever. But
Yeah, I
Yeah.
agree.
So I've kind of heard Bubba and JT's takes a little bit. What did you think?
My
about it?
take on it, I thought it was amazing. Truly, I agree with some people saying the third act, like the end of the movie, dragged just a little bit, and I would agree with that, but it doesn't bother me because I think the whole movie was really, really good still. Even those parts, it just gives a little bit more context. But I agree, it was very, very long. And actually, today I looked up run times and compared it to the 3 Dark Knight movies and then Spider-Man No Way Home. It's longer than all 4 of those.
oh, it definitely
by a
was.
good bit.
Yeah.
Definitely.
The closest one was The Dark Knight Rises. Was about 10 minutes off.
Dude, I knew you were dialed in as soon as you were sitting there, and all of a sudden you like leaned up in your seat, and I was like, "He's in the fucking movie."
Dude, I
right
was legitimately hooked from the first like 10 seconds. First off, the movie starts on Halloween.
Yeah, that was sick.
I love Halloween.
now.
Yeah.
Super cool.
The vibe, like when it showed I don't know, dude. The monologue with the Nirvana song playing
Oh, it was sick.
Bro,
that
it
was
was
part,
like
my favorite parts of the movies might be the beginning and the end.
yeah.
Dude, the
And
part.
that's cool
seriously
how
the
they linked
coolest-
them together
Yeah.
with
Yeah.
the Nirvana song.
Yeah. Well, I love little little stupid details. How the monologue was his journal. Did you guys
Yeah,
notice
yeah,
that?
yeah.
So
Yeah.
it wasn't just like a stupid narration, like, oh, who's Batman talking to? Like, is he just talking to the sky? Like, it's his journal, like his journal he wrote to himself. Really,
Well,
I love that so much.
for me, I got excited in the beginning, and I don't know why this is something that stuck with me so heavy, but I got real excited when they pointed out the fact that it was only his second year
Yeah.
being Batman, because that's never really anything that gets pinpointed at any of these kind of movies. Like, I guess you could say Batman Begins, obviously, he's training to get his powers, but that's a different kind of universe now. Like, normally when you see these superhero movies, it's just kind of understood, other than like the first Captain America movie, but it's just kind of understood that these guys have just been being
Yeah.
heroes for a while now.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's different. I mean, what I'm trying to think. The first Dark Knight was that Batman Begins
yeah,
is a complete origin story.
yeah.
I'm trying to
He's
think.
like a ninja with
Yeah.
Liam Neeson.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Like he's training with the League of Shadows or whatever. But I liked how this one, it threw you off. Like if you didn't know, you were thinking that you were witnessing the origin story.
Oh, for sure.
Like is that what anyone else thought? I thought what we were
Yeah.
seeing through there was young Bruce Wayne and his dad. Like we were about to see that.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
But
Yeah.
it was a little bit of a misdirection. It's like the same thing, but
yeah.
it's, you know what I mean?
yeah.
It's the mayor.
I thought that was young Bruce Wayne
Yeah.
in the manor with his dad, and
Yep.
I thought that was going to end up being like the Riddler spying on him, like spying on them that whole time. You know what I mean? Like, remember,
Yeah.
you could tell it was through a lens. Like, we were
Yes.
looking through like a lens, like
Right.
somebody's eyes, and I was like, "Oh man, like this is the Riddler, like hating them already."
and it was
And
it was
I thought he was just gonna end up being like way older than Bruce Wayne and shit. But
yeah, it was such a different way to start a movie too. And one thing that sucked me in early on too, and this is all just such weird things, but it's popping in my brain. It's like you see him analyzing those people through the windows, but you can hear him breathing. And that's something that's, you don't really ever hear that. Like, you can hear how he's breathing while this is going on, and it just made it more real for me.
Yeah, I really, really liked the thriller elements that were thrown
Oh,
into that
yeah.
movie. Like the suspense.
oh yeah,
Like you said, that like first person view, you hear him breathing. like the scene where him and Batman and he's probably not Commissioner Gordon yet, but Gordon.
Which that's another point that I wanted to say. That's cool as shit that he wasn't the commissioner yet.
What's that guy's that actor's name?
I always forget.
He killed Gordon's role.
Yeah.
Killed it.
Yeah.
Like so good, and their dynamic was awesome.
Yeah, they were
100%.
both really good.
Like they had probably one of the best Batman to Jim Gordon dynamics that I've ever seen.
Yeah.
But like that scene where they were
Jeffrey Wright.
Yeah, Jeffrey Wright.
Bernard from Westworld, that's what I always know him as.
He's in a lot of good stuff. A lot of good stuff. But I loved when they were in the orphanage. Like, I think when they were going through the orphanage, I leaned to you. I was like, this movie is fucking crazy.
No, well, because you did that, and then also I was a tad confused. I was like, is this supposed to be Arkham?
Yeah, for some some
yes,
reason
no.
I thought the orphanage was going to end up being like Arkham Asylum for some reason. I just thought that, but obviously it wasn't. Another thing, I don't want to go backtrack, but I just have to say it. In the beginning monologue where we're like waiting to see him, and he says something like, they fear me, like they fear that I'm in the shadows, and then
Dude,
he's like, I
such a
am
cool
the
scene.
shadows.
Such a cool
That
scene.
was like, I got chills all over my
Dude, it was
body.
so cool
when he
that
said
like
that.
the effect that he's already had on the city within 2 years, because we know he's in his second year.
Yeah.
That like anytime, even like a petty criminal,
Yeah.
like people that are just spray painting, they see the
They're like, oh fuck.
they see the signal in the sky, and then they get paranoid that he's lurking in the shadows
Yeah.
right next to him, and he's not there.
Damn.
Like that effect, and then so we see that 2 times until we see the subway people, and he actually is coming. He comes out of the shadows.
Dude, I'm sitting here starting to believe. I don't think, and I know this is a wild take, but I don't think the movie is as good as I think it is without that beginning and ending monologue. I
Yeah.
think you guys are right.
Well, that I was gonna say, like they had to compete with the bank job opening, right? So like I think it's so cool that they did something like completely different with the thriller like aspects and stuff.
Very true.
Because I don't think they could have done it better.
I
And
agree.
instead of doing something crazy, they did something different and threw in the music, and it was, it wasn't seeing him, it was like seeing everything else.
I'm with you.
It really,
It's
it
awesome.
really sucked me right in. It honestly did. That opening monologue, like the 95% of that movie was in the dark.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I loved that.
Yeah.
A lot of people might not like that, and I'm sure there's people online there saying I couldn't see anything, but like that vibe is so important. It really is so important to like the Batman universe. Like, don't get me wrong, the Dark Knight trilogy is great. It's fantastic. But it just feels like you're in like Chicago
Yeah.
Yeah.
or like New York City.
Well,
This really felt like its own unique city. I don't know like if they built sets or what, but like whoever did the location finding and all the scenes that are in people's houses, like Wayne Manor, the mayor's house where he's murdered, those places just scream Gotham on the inside.
They're like,
it's
100%.
that's what I said on the way home. Like, it was real, like, dark and, like, old school, like, vibe.
Yeah.
Like, I love how they didn't modernize it. You know how, like, every movie that comes out is, like, a rendition of whatever, but modernized.
Yeah.
Like, with today's stuff. But it was, like, old school. Like, the Batmobile seemed like an old school car. Like, their houses seemed real, like, you know what I'm trying to say. Just everything
it's
in their
like
house. Like, the
Gothic or whatever.
chair. Yeah, like,
It
all their
sounds
chairs and tables and decorations. It was like an old school feel.
Yeah, it sounds so dumb, but as soon as I saw that opening scene, like how the lighting was, everything you guys said, I was like, this is Batman. Like I can't explain it without people watching it, and you probably won't pick up on it without actually seeing the movie or clips from it. But how they did the lighting, the scenes, everything, I was like, this is what Batman's supposed to be.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's supposed to be this guy that's a scary ass motherfucker that puts fear into the hearts of everybody because nobody knows where he's at. It's a dark type of area where he could be in any single kind of corner. Like, and I agree, I love the Dark Knight movies, but there was never that aspect of like, okay, this is fucking Batman. I'm with you guys. It looked like just a modern city where when it became nighttime, then he was Batman.
Yeah,
if that
like,
makes sense.
and I don't think the Dark Knight trilogy didn't do a great job, and like I can't speak for this present one yet because we haven't seen the next two. So hopefully they're able to have good continuity with what Gotham looks like.
Yeah.
But I think over that course of the 3 Dark Knight movies, Gotham kind of it changed. Every movie kind of looked different.
Dude, yeah.
well, from
it did.
Batman Begins
I'll-
to The Dark Knight, it's a completely
Well, I was
going to
say
place.
Batman Begins had the best portrayal of Gotham
Out of the 3,
Out of
it
the
did
3.
absolutely.
Yeah,
Like I'm thinking of like the train scene,
yeah.
the monorail scenes or whatever. Like that did a good job of looking like Gotham.
Truthfully, Gotham doesn't look that bad in Batman vs Superman either, though. It's not as good as this one, but I would say that's more of a Gotham than like The Dark Knight and The Dark Knight Rises. But for sure in that trilogy, Batman Begins did it the best. And I love the whole club vibe, like the whole
The mob.
you could just tell that was a mob, like
Yeah.
gangster hangout where everybody gets together and chops it up.
I love how the
every walk of
Batman
life.
movies it always ends up with the mob.
It deals with the mob a
All
lot.
the
Yeah,
time.
I
I
do.
love it.
I like that aspect a lot.
Yeah.
And the mob felt. John Turturro, is that his name? He plays Falcone.
The dude from
Um,
Transformers. For some reason,
Yeah,
he's not on here.
yeah,
I
he's
was
not
looking.
on
gonna be
here.
right on.
But
there.
yeah, I believe that's his name.
He's not. I was.
Why the fuck is he not on
I
there?
don't know.
Anyways, he killed that role, which
Yeah, he was
brings me
good.
to my next point. I think the casting for that movie couldn't have been any better.
I agree.
Like
Yeah.
they really, really, really did such a good job. And you want to know who I was the most skeptical about once I saw the trailer was the actor that played Alfred,
Oh, Andy Serkis.
Andy Serkis. I was skeptical on how his Alfred would be, but I thought he killed it. I loved it. He didn't have like an enormous amount of screen time,
Yeah.
but like he was very good in the role.
Yeah.
I enjoyed his Alfred a lot because it wasn't the traditional like father-son Alfred to Batman. You could tell there was animosity in every conversation they had. It was
Yeah.
like it was a real life conversation where any typical scenario where, a father passes away and someone else outside tries to raise them, you have that boundary where it's like, you're not my dad.
Mhm.
And he's trying to do his best to be like a guidance for Bruce, but you can tell Bruce is so messed up in the head, which is a whole nother thing that I'll just touch on now. I didn't realize that his mom was an Arkham, which makes it really cool because they go into detail on how she was kind of insane herself, which now that I know that makes Robert Pattinson's Batman even better, because in the beginning I'm like, why is he kind of like crazy? We've never seen a crazy Batman before, and they explain why, and it just
emo
makes it better.
Batman. He was.
Yeah,
kinda-
he gives
was
that
emo.
vibe off there. I apparently, and that's a big reason why they picked that song for the movie. Like, the director said he based a lot of characteristics off of Kurt Cobain
Oh,
that's
really?
cool.
for his version of Batman, which I
That's
think is
sweet.
really, really cool.
That is cool.
But I want to backtrack a little bit. What I thought was cool, like when this movie was announced and you started seeing like set pictures from it,
Mhm.
I really thought it was going to be set in like the 60s or something.
Well,
Because
yeah.
that's what it looked like.
It does.
So that first moment in the movie where I realized, holy shit, this is present day, was really, really cool. So they did a great job of giving that old school, the only way I can describe it is a Gotham feel, like perfect Gotham feel. But then all of a sudden you realize that people have like smartphones, and there's that whole social media aspect to it that like really plays on shit that goes on in the world, like hive mind communities like that.
And there never was like a drug aspect to it either.
Mm-mm.
You have like the mob, the drug aspect, the cops working for the mob, with the mob. You have that whole feel, and it does make it as much as it looks different in terms of it looks like Gotham, it does give that present day feel just from that stuff alone.
Yeah.
And fucking Colin Farrell crushed it.
Come
dude.
on.
I'm really excited now for his HBO show.
Yeah,
I'm
he's
so
sick.
excited. He crushed the Penguin.
He is such a fucking good actor, dude. Colin Farrell is an all-timer.
Yeah.
How about of all time?
Yeah.
I mean, he is. Truthfully, there's a lot of all-timers in this movie. I'm going to have to say it.
Go ahead.
This is easily my favorite Batman movie.
Hell yeah.
Easily my favorite Batman movie. And I'm so excited for the rest of this trilogy or whatever
Yeah.
they're gonna make it into. And I don't know, fucking loved it, and I'm gonna go see it again like
I
real
think
soon.
that's my favorite part. That I'm more excited like for what's
Yeah.
to come
Yeah.
because of the ending and the incorporation of other characters.
And now I'm thinking of it too, that whole year 2 thing might come into play. Because this next one, it could be like year 4, year
Well,
5. Like they could play off that.
We
Yeah.
were talking about it last night on the way home. I would love if they flashed forward like years. Bubba said, "What if that little orphan boy ends up being Robin?
Yeah, so I was thinking about that because
It'd be sick."
I mean, he got some camera attention
Yeah.
several different times, but it's like I don't know if they're just trying to
Symbolize that was like
how he
him.
was feeling.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I mean, it is a good point. He could be Robin.
That would
In,
That'd be
in the
cool.
modern day movies, we never really had the true Robin. You could say Joseph Gordon-Levitt's character and the other one, obviously that was going towards Robin because he had Robin in his name in the last scene of The Dark Knight Rises, whatever it was. But we've never had the true, in this day and age, like Robin, like sidekick type thing. And I think if Matt Reeves stays true to what he said and he just keeps this to a Batverse and doesn't include like Superman or any of those type people, I'm telling you, I'm with you, man. This Batman, the more I think about it, it is, man. It could be the best, truthfully. It really could be.
If he does what he says, like you just said, and it's only a Batverse, in my opinion, that can only strengthen it.
Yeah.
I don't want to give the Justice League a bad rap or anything like that, but like even as a kid growing up on like the Batman cartoons and some of them, when you switched over to a Justice League cartoon, it didn't feel like the same universe. It never did. It never did. Like for whatever reason, like the Avengers versus the Justice League, it's just harder for the Justice League to pull it off in live action. Like it's one thing for cartoons and stuff, but like Batman, to me, this is how Batman should be portrayed, what we just saw. And that version of Batman, I could never see him teaming up with superheroes with powers.
And
agree.
here,
Like the Batverse is really cool. Like the people that they could introduce into the Batverse is really cool. Like Nightwing, Robin, then like even the Suicide Squad. Like none of them have powers, do they?
not really.
Like
Well, some of them do.
Deathstroke is a sniper.
Yeah. Some of them have like strength and shit. Like, and the new Suicide Squad's phenomenal. You need to watch it if you haven't seen it. But here's a question, because like at least portrayed in the Justice League, they make it seem like Gotham's right here and then Metropolis is like a helicopter ride over.
Yeah.
Is Gotham supposed to just be like a borough of that? Like how like the Bronx, Queens, all that is and I don't know if we even know this answer. Is Gotham in that story like a borough type thing, and Metropolis would be like a
big part.
Manhattan? Or
Yeah.
I just wonder if it's
That's a good question. I don't know. I'm trying to think back now to I used to watch Arrow,
okay.
and that's in the Batverse. Like the Green Arrow, like he's just an archer.
Yeah.
He doesn't have superpowers. And their story is so interconnected. It's actually fucking really cool. Green Arrow was also trained by the League of Shadows, like Ra's al Ghul.
I need to watch that show.
I didn't know that. That's
The
cool.
show it was one of those shows like if you put the time into it, you wanted to keep going. It wasn't great though. Like I'll just be honest about it. The best season was season 1.
Really?
And then it got weaker in my opinion. But I liked the actor a lot, Stephen Amell, that played Arrow. But like when you have those CW shows, they just lack something.
Oh, God,
Like
they
whatever it is.
I can't even like pinpoint a word. Like I tried to watch The Flash,
Yeah. And the
and
Flash
it's just
is
like
in that
low
universe.
it's low
It's low budget, I
like
think.
Yeah, it
you
is
just
low
kind of like
budget.
feel like I'm not even hating on like Power Rangers, but it's like you're watching like old Power Rangers show or something. Just like the quality of,
Yeah, it's the same thing. It's
you know what I mean?
It's
Like
cable television.
yeah, it's like
and you know action shows on cable television have never been big budget.
yeah,
But that brings me to my point. Bubba, I don't know if you can look it up. See where Arrow's from, what his town is, because that's also supposed to be close to Gotham. Like you said, I don't know if they're supposed to be boroughs of one big city or if Gotham is like a big city, Metropolis is another big city.
Because like you could play it off to where Gotham could be New York and Metropolis could be like New Jersey.
So Starling City.
Starling City.
So because doesn't she mention doesn't Catwoman mention at the end of the movie last night about Metropolis? Doesn't she say that's where she's going?
That'd be sick if that's what
Honestly,
she said.
I didn't catch that, but I hope so.
I swear I thought that's what she said.
I mean, she could have been.
She
like
could
they were
have.
having that conversation, and then she was getting on her bike. He got on his bike.
That was a cool scene, though,
It
by
was.
the way, when
It
they were
was.
driving, racing, and then they were just like, see ya.
See, Google, like, where is Star City in relation to Gotham?
Yeah, because honestly, for me, it's getting more cool if these end up being like boroughs. If New York City is the main one, and then all of these are different boroughs of it.
And you know what I was really shocked at, though? From the beginning, right before the movie started, like how Marvel does their thing.
Yeah.
How they had Robert Pattinson with Flash and all them together.
I did.
I was like, "What?" In Aquaman, they were all together. I was like, "This is different." I thought it was just going to be completely separate. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Which it sucks because all those movies got pushed back to 2023. Superman and Metropolis. Batman and Gotham City.
I don't know. I'm having trouble finding something that
Coast City,
compares
Keystone
them.
City. So they're literally all from their own
Wait,
city.
so Green Lantern, he's California.
That's located in California.
Huh.
Green Arrow, Star City.
Great Lakes,
Oh, for real?
Massachusetts Bay. So it's portrayed in different places.
Okay.
I guess it says sometimes.
Yeah, I always just wondered that because I mean I know Gotham and Metropolis have to be by each other. It probably, now that I'm thinking about it, it's probably just like a scenario where Gotham's New York and then like Metropolis is like New Jersey or whatever those other places are around it.
Right. I
Which-
mean, the possibilities are endless for a Batverse, and I would just be so hyped for that.
Yeah,
I mean, like, no offense to Superman or but like, Superman, how could you have fit him in that movie last
couldn't
night?
have.
It wouldn't have worked.
You couldn't have fit any of them in, truthfully.
No, it wouldn't have worked.
Which again, I'm a fan of. I mean, we are so used to the whole Marvel, and it's partially like just how my brain is calculated now. We're also used to the Marvel type effect where everything has to intertwine and relate, and it never used to be that way, and it doesn't have to be that way.
Yeah.
I think the only one that could kind of fit in is Green Arrow, like you're talking
No,
about.
I think if we're talking DC superheroes that would fit in this Batverse, Robin, Nightwing, who I'm pretty sure are the same person, are they not?
I think they're I think
Robin becomes
turns
Nightwing. So those two would fit. Green Arrow would fit really well. Catwoman, obviously, already. I think there was a Batgirl.
There's a Batgirl show on HBO Max, and I think they're making a movie too.
Are they?
And Michael Keaton's Batman is the Batman and Batgirl.
Okay, so that's cool. Like, that's cool, and I love it, and I can't wait for, what is it, the Flash movie that's going to have that in it. So that's going to be really awesome to see, but I am happy that this might be its own thing that doesn't connect to the other stuff. Like you said, like, we're conditioned to want that.
We are.
But this could just be its own thing. And so it's already branching out. There's an HBO show that's going to connect to this universe. So, like, we might get connections in shows like that, and it's going to be dark and gritty, and I'm here for it.
And then I saw he also wants to make an Arkham Asylum show.
I saw that.
Dude,
also on HBO.
That would be insane.
Make it like
Maybe
a
that's
horror
where Barry Connigan's Joker will come to play.
Yeah,
because
who
he's
knows?
he's like not just like a little guy little actor that they're gonna play the 30-second clip in that whole universe, and that's it. Like,
right, like he's
gonna
get
play
him just
him,
for that.
I know it was dark, dude, but I'm telling you, I feel like when there was one split time where he turns his head and you can see.
No,
like,
he does. His
Yeah,
face is
his
fucked
face
up.
is fucked up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It honestly, his looked more like Jack Nicholson vibe. Like,
it did.
smile.
It did. I think from what I was reading, And most people's theory on the Joker is that Batman already faced the Joker and locked him up, but he wasn't calling himself the Joker yet.
Okay.
Like they didn't have like a massive confrontation. Like it was just another one of the like, I don't want to call him a low level thug, but just like another guy that he just kind of put away.
Yeah.
And now he's going to be like stewing in Arkham, like building hatred up, probably coming up with a master plan.
And
doesn't even have the name Joker yet. Like he's not calling himself that yet.
I'm sure
And then they're going to, bring him in eventually.
I'm sure they keep that whole vibe too. Like I don't know why we wouldn't at least see the Riddler throughout the trilogy if they're going to keep, like if they keep
He
that,
didn't die.
Yeah.
Oh, we should absolutely keep seeing him, right?
I would assume, like I would hope.
Dude, he was sick.
He was
He-
so
he-
sick.
He was
killed
a
it.
great villain.
Very good villain, like very
Scary.
scary. Yeah, like
Like and
menacing.
some weird, and I'm like this in a lot of things, scary things. When you just see shit being typed out, like communication via text or whatever, it gives me like the chilliest chills.
Facts.
Yeah.
And I don't know why I loved that part when they have the penguin up against the wall, like him and Gordon, and they're messaging the
It,
Riddler
it
right
was like
there.
Lost. It was
Yeah.
just like that scene in Lost where they had to type.
I was like, this is peak right now. I loved it.
Yeah. And I saw an article where I can't remember the dude's name that plays the Riddler, but he said he had like the kind of mentally fucked up curse, like how Heath Ledger had, rest in peace, Jack Nicholson. He said afterwards he was fucked up in the head, having to keep getting himself in that kind of mindset. That
Dude,
has to be hard to do.
It
man.
does, dude. Playing a fucking psychopath in a movie's got to be tough.
It has to
Seriously,
be.
it's got to be, because I always think about it like acting is crazy, like in the grand scheme of things. Like people that can just channel a character and just bring it to life, like that's like talent at the highest level. And to go and play a crazy person, or even like play like a serial killer in a movie, like how's that not going to fuck you up? Imagine filming for like on a set for like 3-4 months and you're literally acting like you're killing people.
And you have to stay there.
Yeah, in character.
You have to.
That's just crazy to
Because
me.
I'm sure once you lose it once or twice, it's hard to get back
Yeah.
to where you're at.
Dude, you know who I just need bad? This is kind of different now. I need bad in like a fucked up villain role.
Yeah.
Shia LaBeouf.
Yeah, he'd kill it.
Oh my god. I just
Dude.
want him in a crazy like villain, or even like a Wolverine.
Dude,
like,
imagine Shia LaBeouf is like a Mr. Freeze in that Batverse, dude, or something like
he's
that.
got to be like a, I don't know, but he would be just unreal.
Dude,
in a
Shia
role like
LaBeouf,
that.
I know not a lot of people like the movie. I know you said you didn't like it, but Shia LaBeouf was scary as fuck in the Tax Collector.
Yeah.
I've not seen that.
It's
It's
one of
okay,
those
yeah, it's
niche
alright.
movies where it's like cartel stuff and things like that. But he plays like the heavy, like the psycho.
Oh,
heavy.
what was his name? He had a sweet.
Oh, dude,
You know how like
I
people
literally
get
just had
names
it.
like Just keep talking. I'll look. it
Yeah,
up.
no. Oh, dude, I literally just
It's a sick
had it on the tip of
little
my tongue.
nickname.
But yeah, no. Shia LaBeouf, he's one of those actors where like he gets in the character. Like when,
His name's Creeper.
Creeper, yeah,
Creeper.
yeah, it's sick. But remember when he did the table read for Fast,
Dude,
I was
yeah,
gonna say that was the
Unreal.
best.
Unreal.
and he came in high as
He's just
fuck
smoking a joint
playing
the whole
Spicoli?
time.
Yeah,
It was awesome.
he was even in his car for the car scene. like-
yeah.
He couldn't even read his
Yeah.
script. half the-
but Brad Pitt and Sean Penn were loving it.
They
Yeah.
loved it. Dude.
like they were
Some
dialed
people
in.
are annoyed by it.
Like
but-
Jennifer Aniston
yeah.
definitely was, but fuck her. Yeah, whatever.
Sorry, Jen.
So
That was cool. I forgot that they did that.
on to the next Kenobi trailer.
Sheesh.
What do we think here?
Go ahead. This is you two. take
I
the
mean,
reins.
I thought it was really good. It didn't give away much
Yeah.
at all, but just getting to see him on screen again was
Yeah.
just awesome. So
I gotta watch the
so
Rebel
hyped.
show now, though.
I
That's
know.
who those villains are.
Yeah. Or or the Fallen Order game
Yeah.
that I was
The Inquisitors.
the Inquisitors.
Well, I was telling Jake, like, so this is what it's not that like creative of a theory, but like they have the Inquisitors trying to find Kenobi. They can't find him. They can't find him. So they send out the big dog to find him, a.k.a. Darth Vader, and they throw down. And I also told Jake, I think a lot of the scenes we see Hayden Christensen is going to be flashbacks. I think they're going to have a lot more flashbacks than what they're leading on.
I think that trailer was trying to like give a lot of misdirection. Actually,
I agree.
I think some of the times in that trailer where they're talking about like, there's a few parts where they mention like they're looking for him. Like, where is he? Like, I don't necessarily know that they're talking about Obi-Wan some of the times.
Yeah.
Because there's a lot of characters, like actors that we know are going to be in this movie that weren't even shown in the trailer.
My first thought, and I could be completely wrong, but my first thought was maybe they're after like Luke Skywalker and Anakin's trying to send them to get his kids back. That was my first thought. I don't know if that could even be.
Here's what I think. I think that we're going to see a couple other Jedi.
Yeah.
I think that there's another Jedi, a second Jedi on Tatooine, and that's why the Empire comes to Tatooine in the first place. I think they don't have a clue that Obi-Wan's there or Luke, and then stuff kind of starts unraveling.
Oh, okay. Well, no, you know what I thought about? So Obi-Wan, like from Revenge of the Sith, him and Yoda, they're talking like they figure out Anakin killed the younglings. They know that his new name is Darth Vader. Like they say that. But does Obi-Wan know that the black Darth Vader, like without hearing his name, is Darth Vader?
Yeah, like has he seen him yet?
Yeah.
Yeah. I
Like
don't know.
what if the first time that they see each other again, Obi-Wan doesn't know that it's him.
Yeah.
Whoa.
And then
that would be crazy.
And then Anakin / Darth Vader says something, and then he's like, Anakin, blah, 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 blah.
Hello there.
But you know what I mean? Like their first face-to-face meeting, like he doesn't realize this guy trying to fight him or whatever is Anakin.
Dude, I'm just pumped Star Wars is just back. I mean, like this show's gonna fucking bang.
Yeah,
every like meaning possible.
Yeah, I'm so excited for this show because I think there's gonna be so much more touched on than that teaser trailer alluded to.
No, I think I agree with you. I love that thought. Like they're not even after Obi-Wan right now. Like they don't even realize he's there. They're going after somebody else.
Yeah, because if you pay attention to the other Star Wars media that has the Inquisitors in it, I don't think they're ever looking for Obi-Wan.
Well, because yeah.
Like they're literally just Jedi hunting.
Yeah.
Okay.
And
yeah. They're trying to kill all the Jedi.
I just think it's some misdirection. I think we're going to see other Jedi that are being hunted, and somehow Obi-Wan kind of becomes indirectly involved. Like he's kind of maybe wrong place at the wrong time. And I truly think that there's a second Jedi that's on Tatooine. That's why the Empire comes there. Obi-Wan gets spooked or whatever, and he dips for a little bit because they're saying a majority of the show is filmed on this new planet. They showed in the trailer. It's like dark looking.
Where he's in a cave.
No. I think that's Tatooine where he's in a cave.
Oh.
Like the scene where that dude's walking through, like it looks like a city, and he's got the stormtroopers behind him.
Yeah.
I think that's the new planet that they're talking. I can't remember the name of the planet.
Yeah.
Well, I'm pumped because we're definitely we don't know, but we're definitely getting some Qui-Gon action.
You
I
think?
so.
I do. I really do.
They'd be stupid not to.
I think when we see him in those little glimpses of he's just in a cave by himself chilling, like that's where he has some hardcore like reflection, and that's where we see the flashbacks, and then that's where he like communicates with Qui-Gon.
Dude, if I hear Liam Neeson start talking,
They have to
Yeah.
because that was a big part of the end of Revenge of the Sith.
exactly.
Like Qui-Gon's the original Force ghost.
Yeah.
Like
true.
They'd be really stupid not to do it in some capacity.
Am I right though? Like Qui-Gon started the Force I think he was like
I
the
think that's
one
what Yoda
that
mentions.
yeah,
that
like he
figured out.
mastered the way
Yeah.
to do that.
And that's a fucking deleted scene.
Yeah.
It is. It is.
Which is crazy.
They have to.
Yeah, I think they'd be, like I said, so stupid not to include
And-
that. But
Go ahead.
does anyone feel like? I'm not saying I wish that this was a movie, but like I wish that I could watch this whole thing in theaters.
I literally was thinking the same exact thing last night.
Because like how cool is it? Like there's gonna be moments in this limited series where you get like the holy shit moments. That would be perfect to be watching with a crowd.
Yeah.
Like the
100%.
moments that like when we saw Spider-Man
Yeah.
where the crowd is all like
I
or
love that
or starts
shit.
clapping or shit and everyone's like no way. Like
Yeah.
that stuff would be so
Yeah,
cool to experience in
agree.
theaters.
It's so funny you said that, though. This is completely off topic, but I read a thing about Charlie Cox, who plays Daredevil.
Oh, yeah.
He said he snuck in.
I saw this.
he snuck into the theater because he heard like theaters were going crazy, and he went and sat down, and he was like, "My theater didn't do fucking shit."
Yeah, he said everyone was just silent.
Yeah. He was pumped to see like the crowd reaction of him, and he said his theater didn't give a reaction at all.
Did he just get up and leave?
I would have.
I would have been, but imagine how like I'd be sad too. I'd be
I
like,
would
oh,
be.
I'd be. I mean, not like cry myself to sleep sad, but I'd be like bummed. I'd be like, oh,
Dude,
man.
we had the perfect theater. That was as fun. Endgame and Infinity War was fun with the crowd, but that one was.
That was my
the
number one
best.
movie experience of my life,
I agree.
and
Yeah,
I
we had a
don't
great crowd.
don't know if it'll be topped. I really don't.
Great crowd.
Very,
Yeah.
very good crowd. Like everything you could ask for, really. That was great. That was a great night.
Everybody was cheering, but then they got quiet when they needed to be quiet. You didn't have those couple people that are like,
Bro, like,
Yeah.
and it wasn't just our theater. It's a lot of theaters that I read. Like the Andrew Garfield entrance was insane.
Yeah.
Like the theater erupted. Like I didn't even hear anything until Toby came out.
For real though,
When
that's
me-
true.
When me and Schwarf went, everyone clapped.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like
They were
oh,
they were hooping and hollering.
dude, it was legit.
So, did you see they released like the first image of Hayden Christensen as Darth Vader?
No,
And yeah, yeah.
I didn't see it.
It's just literally it's just Darth Vader.
Oh, okay.
It's nothing crazy, but
I'm glad you said this because it made me think of something.
there were some quotes. Like they interviewed Hayden Christensen along with the picture, and he said that this Vader that we're gonna see in the show is like the most powerful you'll ever see him.
Yeah.
Which
Like
excites me.
peak
Yeah,
Vader.
like he's literally
It's not
like
like old man.
prime Vader, like powerful, menacing. Like
Yeah.
so I'm
Oh,
real
me
excited
too.
for that.
Well, I have two things actually. I saw an interview today of Ewan McGregor, which it touched my heart really. He said the first time like he was next to Hayden filming this, like back at it, he said it felt like no time has passed. Like he said it doesn't feel like it's been 20 years since we filmed Revenge of the Sith. He was like it was just us again.
Yeah.
Like we never left. Basically, he was saying we're back like we never left.
Which
and I was
i-
like, this is legit.
Which right there just
Yeah.
says it's going to be unreal.
Yeah. And another thing I hope, which I've only shown in animation, I hope I want them to do this so bad, just for multiple reasons, just to see like that it's Hayden as Vader. I want them to get in something happen to Vader's mask where you can see like part of his face.
yeah.
Where like we're seeing for ourselves like this is Anakin Skywalker's Darth Vader. It's not just someone in a suit.
Because why? You know what I mean?
No, I do too. Like I hope they do so bad. Like that would just get me at my core. Cause like we've seen Darth Vader in the old movies. Yeah, it's Darth Vader. We saw him in Rogue One. Yeah, it's Darth Vader, but it's not Anakin. It's not Hayden Christensen. Like
I feel it. I'm with you.
if we can see like something happen to his mask and you just see his eye or something, I'm
Yeah.
like, dude,
be dope.
bro, like that would be insane.
Like literally like that scene in one of the newer Star Wars movies where what's her name? Captain Phasma. She gets
Yeah.
the whole and
Yeah.
you just see her one eye.
Mhm.
Which she was dope. I'm sick.
Yeah.
shit.
Dude,
she-
they fucking ruined her character. She was very cool.
Well, they
character.
had a freaking killer cast.
Yeah.
They fucked it up. Did you also know Tom Holland auditioned for Finn? And
Really?
He didn't get it. John Boyega got it. which I like John Boyega, like as Finn, is pretty good.
Yeah.
But I thought that was kind of cool.
Yeah, no, it's funny. He talked about it in his Hot Ones episode. He said he went to audition, and the person that was reading lines with him was talking in a droid voice, and he like laughed at first.
Yeah.
And then she did it again, and he was like, "Are we doing this the whole time?" And he just couldn't get his composure together.
Right. Yeah.
Well, imagine trying to act and you have some girl going, beep, boop, beep, boop, boop.
Yeah, yeah.
And then they go, wow. Like, you know how R2 like does his
Yeah.
thing.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure she was like literally doing the BB-8 noises.
Yeah.
Which that'd be tough.
So hard.
That'd be tough. But after last week's episode, we were down here talking. You told me to watch The Long Shot.
Yeah.
I watched it this week.
Did you not like it?
I liked it a lot, but it's not what I expected. Like, you just told me the plot. So I'm thinking I'm going into a full-on comedy movie about the plot you told me. It's a goddamn it's a rom-com.
It's awesome.
It's a love story. I was like, I just kept getting further and further into the movie. I was like, this can't be happening.
It's awesome.
And then, but
dude.
yeah, no, it's really good. I liked it.
Okay.
Never even heard of it, which is weird because I love Seth Rogen. Didn't know that movie existed.
Seth Rogen and O'Shea Jackson Jr.'s dynamics phenomenal.
It is.
Yeah, it
it's
is
really good.
I love O'Shea. I said this, I think, last week on an episode or 2 weeks ago. I love O'Shea Jackson.
Yeah, no,
Jr..
he's great.
He's a good ass actor.
He is.
He's a very good actor.
Like, I honestly was so shocked, like, when Straight Outta Compton came out. Like, that was not, I don't think, up for any Oscars. Like, I thought, dang, like, I was believing like he was Ice Cube. I know it's his dad, but like, I was so engulfed in the movie like that. I thought I was watching Ice Cube's past.
I
Like, as
fucking
Ice Cube.
love Straight Outta Compton,
Yeah.
bro.
It's a good movie. It really
Very
is
good.
very good.
Such a good movie. But yeah, no, Long Shot, it's one of those I'm with you. It's one of those things you go in and you see like Seth Rogen and you think it's going to be like this banter back and forth, and it's a real genuine like friends when they were younger, they
Yeah.
meet when they're older. Like, it was a genuine story.
Yeah, I'm thinking it's just going to be like a straight up comedy where like he ends up working on the staff of a president elect and like just shenanigans they get into.
Yeah.
But then I'm like into it. I'm like, this is a full on fucking this is a love story.
I'm pumped you watched it, bro. I
yeah,
love
no,
that
it
movie.
was really good. It was funny. I stayed up one night this week and just like I put it on expecting to fall asleep to it, and I just watched the whole thing. It was good.
It's the shit, dude.
It was really good.
But I will say, since you brought that up, I did follow through with my promise. I watched The Circle because JT wanted me to.
How electric is it?
Guys, I'm telling you, bro. You know I'm a sucker for reality TV. You know how much I love Big Brother. This show might be better than Big Brother.
Dude, it is literally, it's so electric.
I mean,
Like,
there's
I can't even explain it. You
there's
have
nothing-
to witness it.
nothing better when somebody gets voted off and they get to go see somebody in real life and they walk into the room and it's just not who they thought it was, and they've been flirting and finessing with a dude this entire time, and they just inwardly they're like all happy hugging, but you know they're just shitting their pants.
Well, I can talk. You finished season 1, didn't you?
Yeah.
I can talk about it now, just real quick, because I know you guys don't know what I'm talking about. But anyway, one of the like really good guys, one of the really good guys on the show that I liked, just a sweet, sweet, genuine, nerdy guy. Like, just wants to be nice and be friends with everybody. He became friends with this attractive female, like he's like tight with, and you could tell like he kept referring to her as like, oh, my sister, but he liked her, like he had a crush on her. And so they're at the end and they're going to meet each other. It's just this big black guy.
It's awful.
And you could tell, Jake, how heartbroken was he?
He was so
He played it
heartbroken.
off and laughed and hugged the guy and said, "Oh my God, dude!" Like, but he was so sad.
He was so sad, dude. And the guy that JT's talking about, he was being his actual girlfriend in
Yeah.
real life.
Yeah.
So like he knew how she would act and was using her pictures, and yeah, man, like,
Aw.
and
you just feel like the secondhand like embarrassment. You're just like, oh my God.
And then one of the best ones is this nerdy white dude portrays like this ripped, good-looking white guy, and he gets voted out, and he goes and sees the other catfish, and it's so funny seeing the two catfish meet each other, and they go off because they're like, "You were a catfish too!" Like
Yeah.
they just get so pumped. It's so fun.
is incredible. Incredible.
What's this on?
Netflix.
There's 3 seasons.
I'm telling you, dude. Like, watch the first, even the first like 20 minutes will get you either hooked or like you're not gonna like it. But my guess is you'll just be fucking just instantly hooked in a second.
Dude, yeah.
Yeah.
It's great.
Mommy, I might check it out.
Check it, dude. I'm telling you.
Sick.
You will have a great time.
But
Has it been a time?
I
That
think
episode honestly
it
flew right by.
I'm trying to think. I don't think there's anything else I wanted to say, truthfully.
Did you know that if you hold in shift while you tab, it tabs backwards?
Really?
I just figured this out this week.
That's fire.
Wait.
That's a fun fact.
You know, like you tab through things on the computer, like you hit tab on your keyboard and it just tabs down to
Yeah.
different.
Oh.
If you hold shift and tab, it goes the other way.
Wow.
Wow.
I had no clue.
The more you
The
know.
more you know. What about you, Bubba? Anything else you want to chat about?
I have a very short hate list this week.
Oh,
Oh,
let's go.
man.
Yeah,
Okay.
I love
Let's
He
it.
go.
just
Yeah.
keeps rolling out the
Yeah.
hate list. Let's do it.
Well, it's not really a list. It's always Putin and Russia. But in addition is Kim Kardashian. Fuck Kim Kardashian.
Yeah. Oh, the whole
I know
thing
what we're
about
talking-
how
yeah.
she said
Yeah,
that you just
basically-
need to work hard.
Yeah, pick you up by your bootstraps and get up and work. No one wants to work anymore. Fuck you.
Yeah,
dude,
seriously,
did
shut
you-
the fuck up.
Did you see that tweet I retweeted about the girl that used to work for her?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I read that and my heart just broke. She's like, I couldn't afford gas to get there. I had to call off sick because I just couldn't get to work.
Well,
Like,
It like that was always the humorous angle. Like you can kind of be a dick about it that you grew up obviously loaded. Her and Hilton and all those other people. But once you say shit like that, like that's awful.
facts.
The funniest tweet I saw, I don't know if I said it last night, was somebody quote tweeted and said she barely even put in work in that tape. That shit was ass.
Oh, fuck.
Yeah, dude. I just can't believe that her and which sister was that standing next to her in the video? Do you watch the video?
I didn't watch it. No.
I think it was Courtney. I didn't watch it
They
either.
are two of the biggest idiots I've ever heard speak. Like you're gonna sit there and the mom was involved in it too, and they're just telling everyone how to be hard workers. Shut the fuck up.
I
Please
know.
shut the fuck up.
It's gross.
You have no clue. You are living in such a distorted reality. You don't know.
Dude, I can work just as hard as all of them, but if I don't have the fucking millions of dollars backing me up in the bank, I don't give a fuck what I do.
Well, and you don't have a fat ass.
That's facts.
And I'm going to say something. You guys might not agree with me, and sorry to offend people with my takes on women. I'm going to do it again, AJ. I don't think any of the Kardashians are attractive at all.
I
I don't think any of them.
I
think I always thought Kim Kardashian was overrated. Courtney, I think Courtney's attractive, but other than that, well,
I don't think the
Are we
Jenners
just-
are hot either.
okay. Listen. I get.
Dude, I don't like that over. They have big.
I'm not
fucking
talking
fake
about
lips
Kylie.
and
I'm
shit.
talking about Kendall.
I think they're all overrated.
Ugh.
Dude, but shout out Travis Barker, though. That definitely is helping him in his career, marrying Courtney. And then all it does is help keep churning out that music, dude. So let's fucking go. Yeah, the bug's back there. He's chilling.
Goddamn bug on my mic.
Fucking bugs. But yeah, no, I think it's been a time.
Yeah.
For anybody that hasn't realized it, that's a Siesta Key fan like myself. It came back this week. Season's gonna be fucking lit. Mounties. This year was kind of tough. It's not what I expected. I still love you all.
They just you're right. They just didn't have it this
They
year.
just didn't have it. I love you, Hugs. I don't think you deserve to be thrown out at all. They would never have thrown out Coach Cal. Just go the fucking list down. So shout out Hugs for sticking up for Taz. And yeah, follow me on Twitter and Instagram at Juice Fisherman, and just make sure to subscribe to the YouTube. Thanks.
Yeah, and you can follow me on Instagram at John Theodore Nixon. That's John Theodore Nixon on Instagram. I'm on the Juicebox Podcast Twitter. That's at the Juicebox Pod. That's at the Juicebox Pod. Follow us on Facebook, the Juicebox Podcast. We are not the Diabetes, the Juicebox Podcast.
Follow me on Twitter at Bubba Slaughter. Follow me on Instagram at _Harry Slaughter.
Instagram, pokey.czar. Twitter, pokeyzar. Twitch, pokeyzar. That's ZAR.
Z as in zebra, A as in apple, R as in respects, R as in Reebok.
Don't get it twisted.
Bye-bye.